Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Couple channel. I'm Wendy and this is my review for Novocaine. When the girl of his dream gets kidnapped, Nathan Kane turns his inability to feel pain into an unexpected advantage as he fights a bunch of thugs to get her back. Now, this is another movie that I actually did not watch the trailer for before going in. All I knew that I just kind of looked up a quick synopsis of it is the character Nathan Kane, played by Jack Quaid, does not feel pain, and it's not like a superhero thing. And so I really didn't know exactly what I was going in because on the movie poster, he's, kind of beat up. He's got his battle wounds, if you will. And I was like, is he a crime fighter? It turns out that he is just an everyday guy, works at a bank, and has this inability to feel pain. And we learn that this is something that he's grown up with, and he's catered his life, the way he lives, how to deal with this condition. So his apartment, there's certain things, and his office as well, certain way things are set up because he can't feel pain. So essentially, if he, is chopping something, this is just a really vague example. If he's chopping something, but he's happens to kind of look away because he gets distracted by something, oops, he sliced his finger open, he's not going to feel the pain until he looks at it. So he does a lot of preventative measures to make sure that he is kind of keeping himself safe, not in any sort of danger. So it's really interesting to watch him navigate this in his everyday life and how he's kind of plays it very, very safe, from the way he travels to the way he, again, walks around his apartment and etc. And that is until he meets, not really meets, but he starts to hang out a lot more with a co-worker who he has a crush on, who is played by Amber Midthunder, and her name is Sherry. And it's a very cute situation where they're kind of on the same page, and it's the first time he tells anyone about his condition. What I like about this movie is that they, first of all, have a really great runtime of roughly an hour and a half. And they set it up really quickly. They tell you who Nathan Kane is, about his condition, about his personality, where he works, some of the people he interacts with, and then just overall kind of what kind of a person he is. He's a nice guy, looks out for others, and just, tries to get by in his everyday life. Something drastic happens at work, and Sherry gets kidnapped. And now this is the one person that he has finally made a romantic connection with. They like each other a lot. They're on the same page. He's had fun with her, on the date that they went on, and he's thinking, no, this is someone who finally has kind of gotten me out of my shell a little bit. She's in danger. I gotta make sure she's safe. I gotta go after these bad guys to get her back. And he uses his condition, his inability to feel pain, to essentially his advantage in this crazy wild adventure of getting Sherry back. And along the way, this man, he is not a fighter, okay? He is not some secret, spy. He doesn't have superpowers. He's not trained in martial arts. His only advantage is that he can't feel pain. And they get so creative in the way with fighting and his not being able to use pain. So it really adds a real fun element when you're watching the movie when he fights with one of the bad guys, because it's not like he's fighting well, but he can take a punch. And with that said, they put Nathan Kane, or should I say Jack Quaid, they put him through the ringer. In any situation possible of how beat up a guy can be but still remain walking, they deliver it. And I think what makes it so different is usually when you watch a movie like this, or even if you're thinking all the way back to Die Hard, right? When John McClane has to walk through bare feet through the glass, you're oh my God, just you're thinking about how much that would hurt. It hits a little bit differently with Novocaine because this character can't feel the pain. So in a way, it kind of, you're hiding your eyes from watching it because it's painful, but it also gives you a little bit of that detachment because the character can't feel the pain.
Oh, no, stop it. Wow, that hurt.
But again, I also will have to say, just because Nathan Novocaine can't feel the pain. We, the audience, we can imagine it, we can feel it, we sympathize with the pain. And there's so many moments that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they are doing this. And the whole theater is screaming. It was such a good time. Overall, this is a very fun, action-filled, from beginning to end. And I just really liked the concept of an everyday guy just wanting to fight for this girl that he's finally made a connection with and wanting to get her back at whatever the cost, even though if it means he is so beat up by the end of this movie. I also love the chemistry between Amber Midthunder and Jack Quaid. It's very cute. You watch them, you kind of fall in love with this little like beginning of the relationship that they have, and you're rooting for them. And I think also with Jack Quaid, he is so good at playing these characters that are essentially like your everyday guy. Really easy to kind of like someone that you can sympathize with, someone that you can maybe see yourself in, but ends up being the hero of it all or doing like the impossible. I feel like we kind of got to see him doing that in a way, in a big way, in The Boys, where he starts off as just like, you know, a guy who's just living in this world where supers exist and something horrible happens, and then you kind of, you know, fast forward to where we are with The Boys if you've watched it, and what he's able to do now, you know, with his character or as his character. It's not quite the same in Novocaine, but there's a little bit of parallel there. As I said, Novocaine is plenty of fun. It's so action-filled. You are gonna go in there yelling, screaming, a little bit of cringing from the amount of like pain and like beating that they put out there for both the bad guys and for Nathan Cain. You're gonna enjoy it. I think this is a full theater experience with a big tub of popcorn. Enjoy it. My rating for this movie is check it out. And there you have it. That is my thoughts on the movie. Let me know your thoughts once you've seen it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.